Yo! Today I decided to go ahead and do a new tier list. It's been it's been a second since I've done a tier list. I think the last one I did was the Agony Demons. Speaking of Agony, I'm going to have a game review of one of the games that's in that entire series tomorrow up on the channel for everyone. But today, let's not get off of the topic, which is the monsterverse. This is a tier list of all of the movies and series. There's one that I have not seen, so I will not be doing that one. But all the other ones I have seen. I don't really know what all to say about the MonsterVerse. If you don't know what it is the new American version of Godzilla. They brought in King Kong, Mothra, all of the originals. The fact that Godzilla and King Kong are both teaming up now is actually pretty sick. I saw the MonsterVerse, the first Godzilla movie that came out in 2014 in theaters when it came out. I think I've seen all of them in theaters except Kong Skull Island, so I mean... yeah, with all of the introduction out of the way, I guess we can just jump right into it with Godzilla 2014. This is an amazing movie that has some really good scenes, especially with Godzilla himself. The Mutos are really good enemies. I'm not going over all the comics and stuff in this. I kind of want to do a comic tier list, maybe. I've read a few of them, don't know how many there are overall, but Muto Prime, if you don't know what that is a really cool kaiju. Has nothing to do with this movie, so it doesn't really affect it. The human characters in this movie kind of suck. You'll see that's a running theme. A lot of Godzilla movies have really good human characters, so this isn't a Godzilla overall thing, but it is hard for MonsterVerse to write human characters, I've noticed. But yeah, Godzilla 2014 is definitely... man, I don't know. Those human characters are just so annoying. I think the Muto fight at the very end makes an A just automatically. Yeah. Okay, Kong Skull Island. Man, I hope no one's gonna get mad at me for this one, but I really like this one. The creator of the MonsterVerse said that Godzilla is his favorite kaiju of all time and favorite character in the universe, but they make King Kong just so much better at giving emotion, and some people say it's because he's a monkey and it's more human, like, features makes it easier to emote and stuff, but they could do that with Godzilla. People in suits emoted better than the CGI, so I mean, obviously they're using a CGI, they could make it emote all they want, but they just choose not to, I guess. So yeah, Kong Skull Island is definitely S tier S, I don't know how to say it. It's just really good. Man, I have a lot to say about the MonsterVerse. I might make a video just over all of it, but for now, I guess I'll go ahead and say that they aren't as good at doing scale, whenever it comes to the monsters and stuff, as a movie like Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim does the scale of the monsters perfectly and the mechs and everything, but they seem like normal sized things because they aren't lumbering or slow, or they don't even look that tall, especially in Skull Island. It looks like a normal ape fighting a normal lizard that's ape-sized, so I mean, I don't know. It's definitely a good movie and definitely has better human characters than Godzilla 2014, but it still lacks with the whole giving all the monsters true scale. Okay, Godzilla King of Monsters. Everything I just said about Kong, basically goes with Godzilla King of Monsters. I think the kaiju action makes it a little bit above Kong, just because the kaiju action is better, the scale of the monsters is better seen. They still are too fast for my liking, but King Ghidorah, Rodan, Methuselah was really cool seeing him. A whole bunch of MonsterVerse originals and King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Godzilla. So this is just a really good kaiju movie in general. The human characters are definitely a step up from the 2014. Not as good as the ones seen in Kong Skull Island, but better than the Godzilla 2014. So, you know, it's good enough to be S tier, S class? I don't know what to call it. I guess S class is what I'm going to call it. But just a little bit above Kong Skull Island for me because of how good the kaiju action is, and it's a really good version of King Ghidorah. I love King Ghidorah. Okay, Godzilla X Kong. This brings in uh, Mechagodzilla. Sorry, I forgot the word for a second. I'm having brain farts recently. Brings in Mechagodzilla, has some good stuff. Man, I don't know. This one, I'd say it's A, right above Godzilla. Yeah, right above 2014. To be honest, it's a pretty good movie. King Ghidorah taking over Mechagodzilla is pretty cool. The human characters are completely forgettable. I've honestly completely forgotten who the human characters in this one is. It's been a second since I've seen this. I saw it in theaters. I'm pretty sure that's one of them that I saw in theaters. And I just completely forgot about who the human characters were, what they wanted, or anything like that. So honestly, it's A, just because good kaiju action and not much else, because I don't remember who any of the characters were, to be honest. Okay. Skull Island, the series. Oh my god, I moved down on accident. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay. Skull Island, the series. Let's go ahead. I saw the first season of this, maybe. I think almost the whole first season. I'd say it's end of A tier out of what I saw. It is. This right here, Monarch, is one that I don't really have a lot to say about Skull Island, the animated series, because I don't really remember a lot of it. I remember some of the action scenes, but that's about it. Monarch, I haven't watched it yet. I might watch it eventually if I get the 30-day free trial or whatever of Apple TV. But other than that, I don't really know how I would watch it unless, someone comments a less than credible? I don't know what the word is. A less than whatever website for me. Wink, wink. And then Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Okay. This movie is beautiful. This is absolutely just top of all of them. Human characters are so much better than they were. They definitely aren't good, but they definitely aren't bad enough to make me want to put it down a tier or anything. So yeah, definitely the best human characters out of all of them. The kaiju action is really good. Still doesn't get the scale as good as King of Monsters, just because they're out there fighting in the city and they're throwing buildings and stuff, but I don't know. It just isn't as believable as something like Pacific Rim. I don't know. They give them force whenever they throw stuff or punch or anything, and they're lumbering, and it just looks better than this, honestly. I don't know. If you want to watch a good kaiju movie, watch Pacific Rim. Definitely watch all of these. Obviously, they're all really good, but this one is absolutely the best. Scar King is King Scar. Scar King or King Scar? I can't remember his name. Is okay enough as a villain. I don't know. He's mad at Godzilla because his kind pushed the Kong's down, or Kong's kind down, and it is kind of a revenge story, kind of. Shimo was marketed as the biggest one of them all, and some shots she's massively bigger than Godzilla, and then others she's basically like a lap cat to Godzilla, so it's kind of iffy on how big she actually is. But yeah, the way it ends with Kong is setting up a really good King Kong movie, which I've been waiting for, especially since Kong is kind of my favorite in this. I don't know. This isn't my favorite version of Godzilla, but this is absolutely one of my favorite versions of King Kong. It doesn't look as good as the Peter Jackson, or Andrew Jackson? Who's Andrew Jackson? Oh my god, Andrew Jackson is the president. Oh my god. Jesus. Okay. But yeah, Peter Jackson, I'm pretty sure, is who made the King Kong movie, I think. The one with Jack Black in it. You know what I'm talking about. The one with the leeches. Skull Island is an actual horrific place to go to. You know what I'm saying. That's my favorite design for King Kong. But this is definitely my favorite, like, I don't know, like, human side of King Kong. It's just cool. He's a cool warrior dude. But yeah, they definitely made him the most human kaiju in there, which is good. But yeah, set up a really good King Kong movie, which I know it's setting up something that's probably going to be better than this, isn't something that I should count as a really good thing, but I do count it as a really good thing. Some pretty good kaiju action, like I said. Some really good character development for King Kong. Not much for Godzilla. He gets a good fight with Cilia, I think is her name, or his name, whatever it is. Cilia in the comics is all about the polar ice caps and stuff, and freezing and everything. And, oh my god, decimated. And Tiamat, which really sucked, because Tiamat was a really cool kaiju, I thought, at least, and they just decimated her with Godzilla's beam, which, I mean, that's fine, whatever. He needed a power up or whatever. I still think it's going to end up being Space Godzilla or Destroya or something that's coming, and because Godzilla definitely wasn't powering up for Scar King or Shimo. But yeah, this is the tier list. In the S class, we have Godzilla X Kong New Empire, Godzilla King of Monsters, and Kong Skull Island. In A tier, we have Godzilla X Kong, Godzilla 2014, and Skull Island. I am going to go ahead and drop Skull Island down to B, actually. I do not think it should be up there with either of those. But I think B is definitely the least I can give it. Yeah, so obviously none of these are bad. I haven't seen Monarch, like I said. It looks sick, though. I'm definitely going to watch it eventually. I'll probably do a full-on review of it whenever it comes out so that I don't have to just do another tier list, because that would be boring. I like doing these because, you know, they're just every once in a while, and it's just a fun little thing to post. But yeah, do you agree with my tier list? Do you hate all of these movies? Do you love them? Are you one of those people that only like Toho movies and none of the MonsterVerse movies? Do you like kaiju in general? Tell me all of these things. And never forget to like and subscribe, because if you like this, then you need to do it. And if you don't, go ahead and comment and tell me I suck, and go ahead and dislike it too, because I'm pretty sure that helps the video anyways. So yeah, tell me what you think about all of the MonsterVerse movies, and see ya!